Phoenix last winter, so she's excited about going down there.
You know, maybe that changed
Maybe.
always enjoyed or really wanted to stay at the farm, which has probably been good for them. But rather than becoming full time, I'm sure that adds a depth to it.
I'll bet it is. Does somebody have to stay with them all the time?
Yeah, and like on Saturday night and Sunday.
Baptist minister at the University of Wisconsin in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Please proceed to eat your salad, and then there will be a buffet line set up in the rear. So carry on.
Get you there quick, guy. What is it all about?
Try to find Highway 71. And pretty soon I saw this big orange water tower. And of course Little had a big orange water tower, and thank goodness for the water tower. Now I do have a little something I'd like to remind you, if any of you remember from high school. And it was in Miss Farquhar's.
Paul Oakley here, and my wife Chris. She's the golfer.
Yeah.
I'm living in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I'm in the hotel business. I can't think of something funny. I think it's funny. I was playing the golf course today, and Chuck Olson gets out a 2-iron. And I said, Chuck, even God can't hit a 2-iron. And he proceeds to hit this ball. And Shirley says, well, I told Shirley, I said, Shirley, nobody can hit a 2-iron. Shirley told me, she said, well, she hasn't had much practice. Now, I think that tells me something about Shirley.
I've been here 21 years, and after following Marilyn and Paul, I don't know what to say.
I can help you out.
Larry Cousins?
Hi, Larry.
Hi. This is my wife, Judy. She's our beer cart driver.
How's your sunburn?
I work for Christ Corporation, Parts Manager, and Fire Chief.
Yes, part of the radio.
Right.
I'm Dwayne Shepard. I live on south of town. My wife couldn't be here tonight. I'm still farming as yet.
I'm here from Moscow, Idaho with my wife, Jenny. Now, let's face it, who else would come here with me? My finest memory by far is when Jackie Paulson was shot.
Delbert Miller, my wife Barbara behind me. I live in Virginia Beach, I guess not too far from Paul, found out that yesterday.
I'm Diana Weinbrenner. My husband and I live in New London, and it's been a great evening. Nice seeing you. Guess what? Weinbrenner.
We know.
Yeah, Weinbrenner Witt. Yeah, she's very good. She's been with him a long time. She's very good. Yeah. Well, does he want to come back to the Monaco? I still live in the Monaco. Forever and ever and ever. I do still work at the radio station.
waiting for that pink slip, fortunately.
Well, I am still married to this lady. And I come back to this town on weekends. I'm a sales manager for an ag equipment company over in Nebraska, and spend a little time in my vehicle running up and down the road.
I'm Jerry Lowers, and I still live here in Atlantic, and probably always will. Although my kids are all going away, and they say, "What do you want to live there for?" Anyway, we're still farming, and
well, I'm the other half of Jerry. Talking about slumber parties, I remember
Was behind that planning of that car coming down the road with one headlight out. Anyway, I still have the same husband, the same address, the same job, the same kids and everything. I still live the same way. No, I never changed.
Dick Hensley here. My wife Carol, stand up a minute, Carol, because you stand, please.
Or one part of the world, and it's really been a treat for us to get back and
How many passes
see
did
some.
you catch in high school?
What's that?
How many passes did you catch in high school?
I don't remember any. All the rest of the angels that have preceded me here. But I can't think of anything that I should say with some of the spouses here that others might not remember. So I think I'll pass on that.
I can tell you now, sir, not too much has changed in the last 5 years. Still married to Dale. We still live in Ankeny. Dale works for the state, and I have a jewelry store here. Once in a while, people are good to stop in and see us, and some drive here to give us business. So I get to see some people every once in a while.
Vicky, did you tell him you're the only jewelry store that has wine in the back room?
I'm Larry Blake, and I married Karen, and she'll introduce herself, I imagine. But I'm still in Denver. I think I completed 26 years this year as far as teaching is concerned. I'm not a principal or the superintendent or any of those kinds of things. You know, they kind of make big money, and I make the little money. So all those that say I'm a principal are wrong. I do have some things that I remember about high school, and you know, I would never put those down. I think I learned a lot, and I think it's helped me as far as my job, because I did many of the things that some of the individuals are doing that they think they're getting by with, you know,
Hey, Larry.
freeze out and so forth.
We did a lot of
it. Yeah, I won't mention those. But it is a pleasure to come back. I really feel strong about the place of Atlantic and the quietness, and I know farms are going broke and all this, you know, but that was happening when I was in school too, you know. I was born on the farm, and the weather was never right and so forth, but it is a fantastic place to come back to.
Karen McCauley, and that's him. Yeah. I guess the one thing that I remember was one winter we spent driving with car windows down, and I guess it was Sherwood's car. Someone had a car that they had put Limburger cheese in here. And we spent the whole winter driving with the windows down. It was a marvelous experience.
Well, I started out by saying Javelin quoted me as being the quiet type. I have changed. I'm going to summarize that. I'm on the second marriage to Judith over here. My first wife passed away in 1973 of cancer. And I have no children. We weren't supposed to mention it, so I'm not mentioning
not here and didn't write, let us know where they are, or maybe after this is all over, kind of raise your hand and say somebody somewhere, because there are a lot of people that aren't here that I'd like to know about. Oh, I'm one of Woody's girls tonight.
Okay, Woody. I'm Woody.
I'd like to have you meet Charlie's Angels. Shirley and Janet and Marcy. I just extracted a promise from Jackie Paulson. The next time he opens his mouth, he's going to change feet.
Thanks, Woody. I'm Flip Hayes. Now that the statute of limitations have run out in a lot of, but we need Jerry Church here, and it's got to come from Jerry. But Jerry's going to tell a story sometime now that that statute has run out, and a little stunt that we did one time, and maybe Danny was a little bit about it too. But I kind of think it's kind of a funny thing. But Jerry should come around and talk to us sometime. And, let's encourage him to come next time and talk to us. Well, let's leave it a little abeyance here. Don't say anything about it, Danny, here. Just let him think about it for a while. Hey, Smith, that's why you didn't get any faster. That guy couldn't hit you anywhere. He couldn't hit you at all. He couldn't go over and...
Hey, I came close. I don't know if y'all know why I'm here or not. I've been making a lot of noise tonight, but I've had fun. I was here for the last one, the 25th, and I was here for this one, and I really enjoyed both of them. I made fun of a couple people tonight, but that's okay. I've also made a fool out of myself, but that's okay. We all know that, right? But, I could go back and tell a few stories about a few things. Larry, Larry's Lake, Larry Pippen. That's a name. No, hey, I've enjoyed it. I had a ball today. I played, 27 holes of golf? And I'm dead tired. But who's next? Oh, yeah, hey, Bob Chris. Hey, I can't forget this guy. The biggest guy on the basketball team, who can help to forget him? What up here, Bob?
I always had to give you, just had to follow you all the time around.
Well, we know that.
Yeah.
Right here.
Thanks, Jackie. My wife, Pat, and I'm still at Arweva, or I'm at Arweva again, as a principal now, and still a little bit of coaching and guidance counselor and high school principal, or elementary principal. I'd like to thank the ladies and gentlemen that put on this party and got us together again, because I know it's a lot of work for you. And we talk about people that remember and so forth, who could forget Miss Howard. She was here though. Good job. There's a few Marnites here tonight, and I think that we're well represented, and this is another one for them.
Hey, we had the best class going.
Let's hear it for Marty, right? Yay! All of us on the bus. I remember that, and I've tried to forget an awful lot. And what I haven't, I'm not going to tell. I'm Dave Stephenson, and about the only thing that hasn't changed in my life is my job. I'm still campus minister at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay. I was single for 5 years, and a year ago tomorrow, I married once again. And my wife, who is very wise, said, we'll both have fun this weekend. You go to the reunion, and I'll stay at your folks' house with the kids and my brother and a lot of other people. So,
You're having a good weekend.
so I'm having a good weekend. A lot of other things have changed in my life. She's a very wise woman. I was working on a doctoral dissertation for 5 years. She said she wouldn't marry me till it was done. It went in the mail 3 days before the wedding. I finally got it done. No, I got both taken care of. Some of you have asked about my cousin Mike, who was part of this class, and his address is in the book. He left in his junior year and finished at Muscatine. You may remember I was Big Steph. He was Little Steph. He's 6'4". I'm only 6 foot. And he lives in Davenport. He's president of a company that makes scientific instruments in Moline, Illinois, and spends all his spare time on a sailboat and some of his spare time as an officer in the Naval Reserve. So that's what he is doing.
I want to hear this.
I'm Marcy Wright, and I am still in Newton, Iowa, and I'm one of Charles's angels. Let's see. Nothing much new. There is one thing, though. My mother is still carrying a grudge against the boy that yelled about how awful the cookies were one night at a party, and the sound drifted up. Who was the one that said that her cookies weren't any good? Anyone confessing?
Who was Epperly?
What was Epperly? Oh, okay.
I'm Jan Whistler. I'm still in Owine, Iowa. And I think it's really great to get together for the 30th class reunion. I was one of these kids that was called the Farm Kids. And all of the kids in town were having all this fun, and we were 10, 15, 20 miles down the country, and we didn't get to do all these things. And last night at the party, they were talking about all these wild things that they did. I don't think half of us got to do them. But I think it's now, after 30 years, we're all kind of just the same people. And we get to have fun together, and there's no longer the farm kids and the town kids. We just all enjoy getting together, and I really enjoyed this class reunion. And some of you asked, and some of you already know, Gary and I are divorced now, and Gary lives in Independence, Iowa. He has been ill this last year, but I think he's coming along better right now. And I don't know why he didn't come, but he is still going good.
I'm Sharon Roberts. I still been married to my husband 30 years and still in the same poor farm down by Lyman.
I'm Bill Thompson. And I don't know about all these good times that the city kids had, because I never had any.
We had some good times.
No, not you and I did. Never. But I'm still working for United Airlines. Or I'm back to work for United Airlines.
Are they still flying?
I think so. I left them, they were just getting airborne again, so I've got 20, almost 8 years with them, and I hope to soon hang it up and, well, maybe another 5 or 10.
Have you still got the little car?
No.
I still brewing beer.
Yes?
I said I never had any good times.
I'm Bev Dean Martins, my husband Burnett, and we still live here in town. I'm working as a legal secretary for the same law firm. Been there 21 years.
hand.
I'm Rita C. Bissell, my husband David. We still live in Messina, Iowa. And for those of you that are away from here, our banquet broke this summer. And this is my husband Jack. We still live in Missouri Valley. We've lived up there now for 21 years. I still work in Omaha and work for the Central National Insurance Company of Omaha.
You know who this is?
I'm Marcia Gaylord Stephens, and I think you probably all know Junior. He was kind of around once in a while. And I was trying to think of something that I do, and last night I was telling everybody I don't do anything ever, except I follow Junior around. And it was mentioned that nothing has changed much in the last 30 years. I did want to say, though, that we heard from Florence Wall Taylor. She couldn't come this time because they really are really busy down there. She started a newspaper almost 2 years ago, the Paradise Valley Voice, and it's really done well. They've already run out one of their competitors, got closed up, and she's working night and day at that. And Dwayne has gone into real estate, and he's selling interest in the Granada Royale. And if any of you have $500,000 lying around, perhaps you'd like to get in on that, because it's, I understand, a pretty good buy. I don't know too much about it. Also, I wanted to tell you, right there, that we have the address books made out, and if you'd please check your address and name and everything, because I don't do much typing, and perhaps, a little error could sneak in on somehow, and let me know and I'll correct it, because 10 years from now, we're going to be pushing 60. And, and we're going to have to type up another book. And so, you let me know if there are any errors. And this has been just really great. I love y'all.
I'm Jan Jones Hardy, and this is my husband, Gene. We still live in Adel, and I'm an assistant office director with the Motor Vehicle Division, Department of Transportation. And I work in the Capitol Complex. And some of the stories that people were sharing with me earlier, memory type stories, I'm not going to share with Gene. It's really neat to be here, and it's neat to see all of you. And I have to admit, I had more of a problem this time than I did last time. I don't know whether it's me or you.
Come on, Marcia.
We are not going to be 60. 39. Plus. I'm Barb Raincraft. My husband Jack.
Count it again.
Pardon? Jack. Okay, how many remember Latin class in their cleaner? How many just Latin? You know how important it was to have Latin and have an education and a foreign language. You know what I remember? Funny peculiar and funny ha-ha. That's all I remember. And this is a funny ha-ha group. Well, time flies.
Where's the rock player? Oh.
I'm Marcia Ray Withers, and this is my husband, Roy. Where do you want this? You've always wanted this.
my brother's class, I will never forget when Marcia Blakesley and Sharon Camblin were sent home from high school because they wore knee socks. Try to tell the kids of the 80s about that one.
I told that story a lot too. Still tickles me. I'm Frances Foat Benham. This is my husband Jack. And we're still in Fort Morgan, Colorado, and we're both in education also. And I don't remember a lot about school. I know my mouth got me in a lot of trouble a lot of times. It probably still does. I remember Marcia's wagon driving to school that we all piled into. I'll never forget the look of that wagon and all those kids hanging in it. Anyway, should have painted it yellow like a school bus, I'm sure. Gosh, we haven't changed, I guess. It's been wonderful to see everybody. I've really enjoyed that. And there are 2 or 3 maybe that I haven't kissed or shaken your hand, but I'll hope to get around to you before the evening's over. You'll just have to wait to see what I'm going to do.
Your husband's going to be around?
Yeah. A lot of you have asked about Rosemary, and she's in Indianola, and she intended to be here tonight. She's made reservations, but she wasn't feeling well. She and her husband are still in Indianola. A lot of you who were here 5 years ago probably saw them when they were here yet then. And I guess that's it. And I still hate people with breasts.
I'm Lon Potter. I live in El Paso, work White Sands Missile Range. Always have, it seems like. What I remember is 4 years of, at least in high school, and a lot of you people I went all the way from kindergarten through school with, really enjoyed those years. And since my kids have gotten out of school, one of those big old city schools, I kind of feel sorry for them because they don't have the class unity that we have. And I really am appreciating our class more and more every time I see those 1,000 student classes just disintegrate over the face of the earth, and they'll never be able to come back like we do.
I'm Benny Henningsen. This is my wife Linda. We're from Mason City, live in Clear Lake, have a business in Mason City. I think some of the fondest memories of the class of 55 that I have are these reunions. I truly enjoy seeing everybody. It's always a 2 or 3 day fun event, and I hope we can keep them up every 5 years from now till 2015. Thank you.
I'm Bob Camblin. This is my wife Judy, and a couple of remembrances, I guess. It seemed like the big question always was, like on Friday night there was a game, and sometimes we'd have a dance afterwards. But the next question was always, where's the party? And it seemed like you just said, well, Marston's having it, or somebody's having it, and it seemed like there was always a party someplace. And I can see after 30 years, the class has not changed. It's been a 4-day party. And for those of you that didn't come early, be sure and come early next year, because it starts early. You know, they go to 3 o'clock one morning, 5 o'clock the next morning. It's golf, it's tennis, it's swimming, it's, well, and a little drinking, and some discussion. So the question is still, where's the party? And you kind of need to get your communication system and call key people like Nancy, you know, to find out what's going on. Another thing I can remember, this goes back maybe before high school, but Jimmy Nolan and I reminded Janet Jones of this. We'd have to stop by Janet's house first and kiss her in the morning before we go to school. This was like kindergarten or something like that. And then we cut through Marcia Ray's yard, go by Bill's.
You know,
Oh, we didn't kiss Marcia. No. In those days, Marcia was one of the boys. And we go through Bill Tompkins' yard, Dick Hensley's yard. We'd have to cut through Denny Hennis's yard, go to Jackson School, and then on the way back, we'd have to stop at Denny's house and listen to the Green Hornet on the radio. Well, that was grade school days, but it has been great to see everyone, and I'm just thankful of the experiences we had together in high school, and also the reunions we've had since, because it's delightful to see everyone. You know, we've gone through the various phases where I suppose in the first few times we met, titles were really important, and I don't think anybody cares what the titles are anymore. Everybody really looks good. It's amazing how well this class has aged. And you notice I do have glasses, but I heard Tom Henningsen and Fritz Simpson tell a little story at the country club today. Tom was saying that he was really having kind of a problem seeing where his ball went after he hit a shot. And Fritz said, well, I'll watch the ball for me. And so Fritz did. Tom asked him, where did the ball go? And Fritz says, well, I forgot. So maybe that's the next phase in the aging process. Because Fritz and Tom are probably, 10 years? 10 years ahead of us. So I hope we remember to have a reunion, the next time. Hope we don't forget that 10th one after this one.
I'll take it first, Rob. Chuck Olson, my wife Jane, we're still in Kansas City. A lot of you probably didn't know what went on down in that northwest corner of the high school, which was the voc ag department. It was a quiet, young, productive group of men that were studying the field of agriculture. Early years down there, we had an instructor, Mr. Raines. Mr. Raines had a problem managing discipline in the class. In spite of the quality group of men there were the ag rebels, I guess I would call them. Looking around the room, I spot a few: Miller, Selmer, Blake. Must be some more here. Bishop, I remember. Nelson, you were in on that. Lowers, he was there. But we had a little business going down there where we would do soil testing and seed germination testing for local farmers. And I think when Mr. Raines got frustrated with the discipline problems in the room, he would just leave. And this got to happen more regularly before he finally left the high school. But this one day, he was gone for, I think, half the period, and Blake, I don't know who it was, but eventually our soil testing lab turned into mud balls, and pretty soon everything started flying in the room. And I mean flying. If you recall, Mr. Schuler's office was right above ours. The noise level got to the point where soon, peering through, remember the little windows and the doors? Yes, the face of Mr. Schuler. Coming down to see what was going on in the ag department. Soon after that, though, I think Mr. Raines went on his way, and believe me, when Mr. Nip came in, the ruling was with an iron hand. But he brought the rebels under control, and gosh, some of these guys turned out all right after all.
Rob Myers and my wife Cindy, alias Rob Roy. Unfortunately, I only spent the senior year in Atlantic and missed out on a lot of things. I've been teaching in the same school now for 20 years. And my kiddies look at me and they say, "You must have been one of those A students." Okay. understand why I nab them just before they do some wild, strange thing. How do you want to do that? I really hate to tell them that I'd already done it, and I saw it coming. One memory I do have, but it's only a partial memory, I need help with it. There was 4 of us went over to Peru, Nebraska for Senior Day. And
You're 41 Ford.
Yeah, 41 Ford two-door sedan, and it snowed while we were there, and we had to stay all night. And the next day we pushed it out. I would go find out, but it wouldn't make it all the way back up the next hill.
What you forgot, it wasn't snow, it was ice.
Yeah, well, it was ice, yeah. And we got all the way back to Atlantic. I said, stay in town all night. Nah, we gotta go home. So to the east of Atlantic, or west of Atlantic, we turned off on a road. There's beautiful, clear gravel. Unfortunately, there was about 2 inches of beautiful, clear ice on top of that. And about halfway to the first house, we inverted it. And I don't remember all of the troops that were with us. We went back out 3 days later after the ice got done with us, and with a tow truck and turned it back over. Still ran it for several more years. Are there any volunteers for the ride?
Do you remember who it was?
No, that's...
It was I, you, and Paul Swartz.
Swartz?
And it seems that when it went upside down, the beer went all over.
Now this is the interesting thing. I don't now, and I didn't then like beer.
Chuck, I didn't have to think about it, but for those who didn't notice and who weren't at Shirley's last night, there are some fun reminiscing pictures out there in the other room.
Okay.
Bring your glasses.
And everyone has sat through this, and not knowing all of this has gone on in our lives, but I hope you enjoyed some of sharing it with us. Fun for us anyway. This has been a ball. I don't think numbers are what are important, but I think the quality and the enjoyment of getting together like this, and I just hope you energetic gals appreciate that. Forget how many came back, but let's have some more, and you're the ones who seem to control it all. Let's not let it stop here. Let's carry on for a couple more hours.
Chuck?
Yes?
Maybe someone's got something that they forgot to say the first time, want to say it again.
Well, there's going to be a time limit.
Or any news from other people.
Any news from anybody?
I guess I've got something to say.
Did you want to talk some more, Marcella?
Right, that's why I want, he doesn't get the hint at all.
Give her the microphone.
What I want to say is that we forgot to mention one guy who kind of helped us with this, and that was Bob Camlin. And he's talking about losing memory. Well, I think you already lost his. He told me that he had this building reserved. So 3 or 4 weeks later, I came and talked to Jenny Johnson about it, and he didn't know a thing about it. So I made sure that he wrote the class of 55 on the date today. So I don't know whether you talked to him or not, whether you forgot you talked to him or what. But anyway. So I wanted to say that Bob did help a little bit. Dex, I don't know, did you do anything with this?
No.
Okay.
Remember about the meeting you were going to have in his office? Yes.
Oh, yeah. The first night. We had
Alzheimer's.
I told Bob, he said we could come and use his posting machine and his runoff machine for all the letters. Well, that night I was to get an award, and so my dear husband thought, well, I could miss a class reunion meeting and go get my award. And I did, and I went down to front of Campbell's Plumbing and Heating, and there wasn't anybody